I'm going to read this book. It's called The Box of Uncertain, Subsequent Cats, Dead Cats. See the when I first conceived of the Book of Uncertain, when it popped into my head like Athena popping out of Zeus's noggin, I came up with all the titles. I like titles. And I figured, we're talking about uncertain. So what's the first thing that comes to mind? Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, quantum mechanics, and Schrodinger's cat. I thought that would be obvious, but a lot of people apparently don't know about Schrodinger's cat, which I find strange. So if you don't know about Schrodinger's cat, Schrodinger, in order to demonstrate, I don't understand the math, but in order to demonstrate the reality of his theory of probability waves, he theorized that there is no matter per se. There's probability waves that collapse into determined states. And by that logic, he created this imaginary box with a radioactive isotope in it, and he put a cat in it and closed it and proposed that the cat, until the box was opened, the radioactive isotope could kill the cat or not. And depending on when the box was opened, I suppose, but or there's some kind of weird math to all that, I don't know. But anyway, the idea is that the cat, this is what Schrodinger proposed, was the cat is both alive and dead until the box is opened. And then the probability wave resolves into one state or the other. So that's why the second cat has a line through it, and why there's a skeleton cat on the cover. This is actually book chapter 15. I somehow missed this when I was going through the chapters earlier. Chapter 15 from the Book of Uncertain. The epigraph is from Niels Bohr, one of the fathers of quantum mechanics. Never express yourself more clearly than you can think. I like that. Here we go. The Box of Uncertain. Subsequent cats, dead cats. The cat beckons as the descent beckoned, minus all the drama of death's promenade through lines downward spiral, and the old man's spectral absence amid love's wreckage, repercussed in jinxed words, knotted lockup left to wither in the dark, though cats are known to haunt the dark, and Lord knows it must have been damn dark inside the box, leaves the cat to ride a wave of untold probabilities and wonder if the whole thing's just a bad joke. After all, what kind of creep locks a cat in a box with some radioactive shit? Even a pretend box. Though if it's a pretend cat, too, that could be a game changer in moral evaluations imaginable zone known to leak and shed occasional light on containment rhetoric establishes an outrageous beachhead on the shore of Reality Island where the cat, meanwhile, bemused by attention of such learned men, wonders what the fuss signifies at a time when buttercups and wild roses indicate June. Timely in the way eternity flowers wildly among stones, a certainty on deep background reflects feline lifeline, but touched with a sense of touch suspended in a way the boys around the box would theoretically approve, indicates more than a cat's life or the perpetual nymphs left unnoticed by unwilling eyes, the box then formed into sincere stasis, tarted up to win the Pulitzer with help from well-placed friends, while June, neither alive nor dead within Box's unexpected extension into calendrical fulminations, proceeds with the shameless display of vegetable sex organs. Along the stony verge of tomorrow's yesterday, all that yellow and pink time, beloved of bees, whose worship at the floral throat pays no heed to cat or box, much less Box's keepers, hunched over its lurid proposition, anticipating a result, stops everything, breaks down the cat's psychological ambivalence into discrete categories of anxiety over unspeakable girls come hither proclamation, sends quarks and neutrinos flying which way? The cat they never bothered to name once lurked in tall grass along Queensway north to bring uncertain, disparate, undulatory signals, mimic trumpets' irrefutable logic to early words in face of not so much silence as speechless, interrupted proposition, abandoned in Emerson's thinking of us, orphaned in Melville's, but maybe that is the box, knowing and not knowing, awaiting opening mouth. This is a poem that I wrote on the occasion of John Asbury's death. I was thinking about Venice, how rising seas are a reminder of forgotten escapes, the Hun's constant threat to turn out Minage into a rickety boardwalk over canals' postcard beauty. A further concept of grace bestows fragile light on the ruins, leaves consideration of reparation adrift in the twilight of an encounter violent with terminal dreams and visions of pleasure banished beneath water of rising consumer expectations. To be cornered thus by hordes of art lovers out in the park for a day of aesthetic pleasure reminds one of the Adriatic's enduring aura, bubbling up in waves of nautical peril fueled by rationed sleep. Wellies are no answer, and repeated requests for help fall on inundated ears. We can only hope the rain holds off till Tuesday. For John Ashbery, 1927 to 2017. Roads in Iceland swerve around trees out of respect for rare events known to harbor ferries, connect energetic levels above and beyond your average trip to Costco. A destination involves collapsed wave functions too numerous to mention into regular, whose singular rules contain orders of unrealized monastic implications Icelandic roads know to ignore. Deepen it toward the Titanic, measures hermetic connections in variable feet, scattered duplicitous uncertain results across world's screen as unheard harmonies lurk just beyond page's edge. Yawning abysses beneath and behind raise the stakes, stolen from reputable marks at shining guide's urge, which introduces the question, is the box hermetically sealed, or is it really Hermes? Then the boys have got a regular doozy by the tail. This starts with an epigraph from Rupert Sheldrake, the biologist, famous biologist, creator of the theory of morphogenetic resonance. If you haven't read Rupert Sheldrake, you got to read Rupert Sheldrake. Angels are quantized. You get a whole angel or none at all. They move in units of action. And there you have it. Quantum angels. Strange how light returns as angels and startled morning quivers still dulled with sleep. A question of intelligence, gathering and choosing, we have tested into shopping mall oblivion. Even before covering cloud breaks, air lives with thought our own dulled minds ignore, leaves us rulers of a cinder heap. Even before theo-narcotized killers of spirit and flesh scorch the earth with hate and fire. And not just this clarity, morning's bare lace of sleeping trees against blue heaven, radium blue, HD said in her tribute to the angels. But what we don't see, quantum action at a distance, holarchic vortical patterns singing, angel thought whispers through traffic's noise. The mind's eye blinks, and shadow falls across muddy tiles, snowy boots track outside in. Each endeavor its own body, costume, tools, knowledge. When muffin mix arrives, it must go into the freezer. Unfolding implicate today in medium double-doubles, choice and habit working out what's been dragged in. Creation slips and stumbles on the snow-slick floor. The apparent absence of weeds. Weeds? A trick of light. Words? Jack had it out of Corbin. Spectral, I guess. Not seeming, but coming forth. Visibility I missed in Robin's poem years ago makes the weeds a trick of ground. Here it is misplaced, throwing walls off balance. I mowed it Saturday morning when sun-slanted bars, returning apparent to light, drifted through leaves of disencumbered now, claims shorn and obedient local, holds us in cage of its wonder, just beyond the border neither and both know. From hot granite scorched grass to sheets of icy slate along vast whispering lake, how do you count between and among when no dear streets beckon the teller to other than skip a beat and murmur spells against the spirit of calculation? The former worlds are named A, B, C, D. Exile is named home, where home is a scramble over shattered stones at edge of frigid water. Truth is clear water, muddied with slime of life, stirred by bruised feet. A, B, C, D is the name. Speech speaks alone at an edge. We begin thinking alone is amazed, a lost, an edge, a black sea exiled, when not even alone a long time between visits is other than here, composed in shadows, pace us to the park, spills out where street we live on ends in smoldering surprise, opens to the blaze of October, and an edge where primordial water still laps if you listen closely to the closing day. Okay, this has got crossed out cat in it, so I'm just going to have to kind of wreck the prosody. But the cat, no cat, yowls, doesn't yowl, in protest, But Hermes doesn't notice, no pity for the merely mortal yet to learn boundaries lesson in the great churn. And though it's not the cat's fault it ended up in some guy's boxed thought experiment with only a radioactive isotope for company, subject to scientific curiosity, though hopefully not the same curiosity justified vivisection's claim only human pain matters. A question of limits, as if the veil, having been subjected to violent scorn, withdrew behind a mirage of cruelty, leaves the world sliced open on the table all night, to lick the tormentor's hand when he returns in the morning to the quest for knowledge beyond creatures' simple love. And that's the box of uncertain subsequent cats.